What's up, party people? This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. You know we are here to discuss real things, to grow, challenge, and transform your thinking. Today, I found Jon Weberg, and Jon is an American entrepreneur, top 1% consultant, and business master. He's helping entrepreneurs scale their business and guides others to become the best version of themselves. And you know that's what we're all about here. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with us. So Jon, welcome to Straight Talk. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. What an amazing intro. I appreciate it very much. I am excited as hell, and I think this is going to go absolutely excellent.
Yes, it is, because this is Straight Talk, man. So just make sure that we just keep straight talking. This is what I love. I have a really great audience. What I love about the audience that I have is that I've built it up in the last 4 to 5 years to try to be very engaging.
Right.
So my audience is really always listening. They're always reaching out. They're always reaching out to people that I have on the show. So Jon, I know you are talking to a specific type of people, and so we want to get into that. So before we do all of that, I like people to know who you are. So Jon, tell us a little bit more about you.
I always start off with one, I think it's most important. I'm someone who cares about other people. That's just a big part of my personality through marketing, business, in my personal life, you name it. I always focus on people, giving people, being of most value as I possibly can, and being there for them. People first. It just makes me happy. Putting a smile on someone else's face is what makes me happy. So other than that, I'm also a growth consultant. So I run multiple different businesses. I do SEO. I do affiliate marketing. I do direct sales, and I've built some of my own businesses that I will be launching very soon, but I'm keeping them on the very down low.
Awesome.
I'm quietly building an affiliate army, which is fun to do, challenging, but fun to do to get the right people to promote. But I'm an entrepreneur who loves business, and it's all I've done since I was 13 years old. My dad, I'm a second generation digital marketer. Very few of us exist. My dad brought me into this stuff. And ever since I was 13, 14, wasn't making money with it then, right? But I was just dabbling. I had a blog. I was building subscribers. Ever since then, that's kind of all I've done. And I cannot get enough, hopefully for at least a couple more decades.
That's awesome. So just since you've been doing this for a long time, so is there a specific type of people you like to work with? So I'm assuming it's, and I'm just making an assumption, is it like online businesses, consultants, like things like that? Or is it, brick and mortars, or what do you work with?
Usually online businesses, just because that's where the majority of my experience has been in my own businesses, and in telling people how to optimize theirs for growth, profits, LTV, all that good stuff. So online businesses, and to be more specific, usually agencies or anyone who's doing high ticket, because just on the sales side, with high ticket, the way you present your offer and pricing, just on a sales call, just that single thing, you can almost instantly scale a business an extra 30 to 50% more profitably just on just the sales call alone. So there's so much I can do. It's easy as heck for me to get big instant wins. But in general, if you're in the online space, I can help you make a lot more money.
Yeah, that's great. So as you're doing this part of it, right? So you're doing helping, I think you said you were doing lead generations and all that stuff as well, right?
Lead generation, I usually help people optimize their lead generation, the sales process that those leads go through, and the follow-up that you do to convert those leads into customers. Those three areas usually are the most lacking. Businesses just don't have it in place. For example,
kind of like a sales funnel, you mean?
Yeah, like a proper sales funnel, not even
a
normal sales process sales funnel, but do you have upsells? Do you have downsells? Do you have one-click order bump? For the customers who say no, do you put them into another entire email and sales series to get them to buy affiliate products or other related services? There's so much more that businesses don't have. Also, by the way, the biggest one is just emailing their list on a regular basis, which still amazes me. Almost every business I talk to, I email once a week. I email once a month. And my neck it just gets so sore. I start getting headaches and aneurysms, and it's like people don't realize your list is like if I was in a town square and I was preaching my message to the entire town, and I just duct tape my mouth shut. And there was a second one. There's two other people who were town square criers as well, and they had a microphone, which is every other business who is emailing your list.
Right.
That's the same thing. Without emailing or any follow-up, you don't have communication, you can't build a relationship, you don't build a relationship with your leads, you don't got no business.
Right.
Or much
Right.
less. Or
I had
much
to
less.
cover my face. I'm like, yeah, I'm really bad at that. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better,
Good.
John.
That's good.
So
We'll talk after this. We'll have a very in-depth conversation.
that's so funny. So, John, tell me a little bit about that. Like when you are helping, because I love the analogy you just used, because that is 100% absolutely true.
Right.
I love networking, right? So I get
Mhm.
a lot of emails from the people that I network with, other podcasters,
Mhm.
other coaches, consultants, things like that. And I'm constantly reading the emails because honestly, I like what they're doing and I like the person. And when I like the
Right.
person, I like to know what's happening, right?
Right.
So when you're helping somebody, let's just use this little part since you brought it up, the email generation or lead generation.
Right.
Do you set up an automated email generation for them, or are you like actually doing the email for them? Like what does that look like?
Right. Usually you want two things in place. Every business, regardless of niche industry, does not matter. One, you want at least a minimum 21-day automated email series set up. Minimum. And that's just for every single lead to go through. You need to relate with those leads from a variety of ways, directions, sources. Because again, just like in real life, there's people with different personalities. We're more outgoing. Maybe I like storytelling, but you like social proof. Some people want analytics. Some people want stats. Some people want a different variety of things. So in your email series, your objective is not to sell. Discounts and promotions are great. Your objective is to relate as much as possible. So they, like you're saying, build a relationship, build trust with you. So in any 21-day series, maybe the first 3-4 days is promo. The next 3-4 days is social proof. The next 3-4 days after that is storytelling of how the product and company came to be. The next 3-4 days after that. And actually, that's like an exact, really good sales or
that is,
follow-up process that anyone could copy. That has to be put in place. Secondly, you have to still, I believe, most people don't do this. We'll talk about it. Email your list every other day to every day, or at least bare minimum once a week. And again, the reason why, especially in today's marketplace, there really is no niche where there isn't competition. There really isn't. With everyone going more and more online, which is only going to get more congested, you must stand out. You must stand out in a quality way. And the only way you can do that is through volume of follow-up, through emails, through texting, through calling, or through the quality of follow-up that you do that blows past any volume. So personal videos you make, creating documents and sending them, like you've optimized someone's sales process, sending that over, here's this for free, would still love to work with you, and giving immense value that people can actually So automated follow-up process, if you don't have it, there's so much money. In fact, the vast majority, I believe it's like 98% of all sales are generated from follow-up. So running ads,
it's good.
People are coming through, but you have so much money sitting on your email list.
Yeah. And that's a really good point though, because I know that emails are still very, very effective. Like I know that there was a time there where they tried to say, oh, emails don't work. And that's not true. That's actually not true.
It's actually a myth. It's a myth.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah.
Everyone uses email for everything, for your social media, for when Amazon sends you a notification, other than maybe the app, of course. And while if people really, because there are some people, even if I tell them all this stuff, they go, well, I'm still not going to email as much. Fine. Do everything though. That's the next level, I think, of what a business that truly wants to scale does, is you want to have texting follow-up, calling follow-up, email follow-up, messaging follow-up, all of it once. Because again, your job is to be in front of your customer's eyes, your audience's eyes, in as many ways and from as many sources as possible. The more you can do that, your name, your brand, your products are in front, more likely they are to buy from you, and the more likely you stand out. Really quick example, why is Grant Cardone so successful? In my mind, other than there's a variety of reasons.
He's everywhere. That's why.
He is everywhere.
He's everywhere. Every time you turn on the freaking, I mean, it could be you can be anywhere. Right. I'll go on to a Clubhouse just to listen to what's going on in the world.
That pops up in mine too.
Here he goes. I'm like, where is Grant not at right now? Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. As soon as you drop his name, you know exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah, right. And that's what he did so well, other than, of course, real estate. And he is a good marketer. He's a good salesperson. he got his name out there so much. He's a permanent marker and brand in the marketplace. So we're
Tony
giving
Robbins, same thing, like Tony
Right,
Robbins,
right.
everywhere. Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, especially
so-
when him and 𝙍𝙬𝙧𝙚 does their, right now they're doing a huge campaign, right, on getting all these coaches signed up, and it's like turn on YouTube, you turn on Facebook, you turn on Instagram, you turn on your email, everything. You're just like, wow. But you're right about a few things that I really like that you said, and one of them was giving value. Giving value is key, right? So I work with women business entrepreneurs or people who want to create their entrepreneurship. And it's been amazing because the way I've connected, I think I'm taking the long way instead of the shorter way, right?
Right.
So I DM them. I'm always on Instagram. I'm trying to build up my LinkedIn now, like all that great stuff. And the way that I've connected has really been like this, like what me and you are doing, like
which
just
is
really,
still really good.
Yeah.
Right.
So I do a lot of like, just chats with a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. But my email list, you are 100% right. I have hundreds of people on my email list because they're always signing up to be on there. And I am not sending an email. I think I sent an email like once a month or something. Oh my God.
Oh,
I know.
I got it. Oh, I'm telling you. And
I knew that was going to kill you, but
I can, what we can do, something cool for your audience and for you as well. I have a default follow-up sequence, like a 21-day follow-up sequence I kind of give to clients. We can give that for all your listeners and peeps for free. I'll give it to you for free. This has something that people can click on, download, and just follow the guidelines. Because here's the thing with email. You could literally email your list a video of you in the shower. By the way, I have done that. I have sent my email list for like a promotional
My husband would
launch.
kill me, but go ahead.
above the neck. So yeah, I've had JV launches and stuff that we've done fantastic in. My head was in a dryer. I was spinning the phone.
That's funny.
All types, and it does excellent because, again, your audience, regardless of if they've bought or not, they still have wants or needs that got to be met.
Yeah.
They still are looking for solutions. Any way that you can entertain them, educate them, give value, of course, but stand out, it's going to get people to buy. And as well, even if it gets people like kind of a little bit off-putting, like some people are like, well, that's not professional. Well, it got sales, didn't it? Well, it worked, didn't it? It may have not been professional, but at least those people maybe who are not liking that messaging, they're still going to keep watching you. Just like Grant Cardone. Not everyone likes Grant Cardone. A lot of people don't.
A lot of people don't like him, but they still, but he is where he is.
We can't stop talking about him.
Right. Well, because he's everywhere.
Right.
But you know what? Grant has a personality that at first rubbed me the wrong way.
Right.
Like, but then I kind of like the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he drops a lot of value. And I think that's what makes him different, right? Sometimes he's really annoying, but sometimes he drops a lot of, he drops a lot of value, and you gotta, and so am I. Like, sometimes my energy is too much for people, right? So some people especially people who are more introverted or are more a little bit pushed back. Right. I'm very extroverted, right? And I am full of energy, and so not everybody rubs with that, and I'm good with that because I don't need everybody to be that. Right. I need my tribe to be that, right? Yep. So the people who listen to me because they love me and they know that I'm a straight talker. I give good value and I just say it like it is.
Honest transparency up front.
Yeah. Because you're not going to come up to me a year from now and try to blackmail me with shit because you ain't going to have nothing on me.
That's right.
I already wrote my book. It's already printed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got nothing. So, and that's why I like transparency and straight talking. So when you're doing this campaign or whatever it is you're doing with your clients. So you mentioned now a couple things I want to touch on. So you mentioned that you had your head in a dryer and a video, whatever. So when somebody contacts Jon, right? And like, Jon, I want to scale my business, but I don't know what the F I'm doing. Help me out here. Do you help them with video too? Or is it more of the automation piece of it?
Right. Mainly, I kind of go through a series of steps because with every business, it's different.
Yeah, help us with that.
There's usually a few main things they need help with. First of all is identifying what exactly they even have going on. Because often, a lot of the times when I do consulting, a business believes, well, we need better quality leads or we need more leads. And then I ask them, how often do you email your list? Because I'm not generating enough customers. Well, I email my list once a month.
Guys,
Okay.
do not listen to Neena Perez when it comes to this right
Yep.
now. But go
Yep.
ahead. John's going to help us sister out.
So
Go ahead,
I
John.
go, well, what do you think would happen if you emailed them maybe once a week minimum, or a couple more times a month? Well, maybe I generate some more sales. Okay, so number one, identify they aren't emailing your list. Number two, let's take a look at your sales process. Is it actually, an opt-in or lead capture page going to a sales or bridge page, going to a checkout cart?
Right.
Are they upsold, or do you just send them to a thank you page, which is horrible? You're losing so much money. Do you send them to an upsell page, and not just one, but do you have a whole series of upsells? Like, for example, when I sold one of my books, it was a seven product upsell series. Because then you maximize every single possible yes a customer is going to give you to produce the most money possible, and of course serve people. So second area, let's take a look at your sales process. First one is your follow-up, and then also let's identify, okay, what are you doing for lead generation? What is your messaging? Because a lot of times people are too not generic with it, because you brought it up and it's a good point. You don't want to attract everyone. That's the biggest mistake in lead generation and advertising and kind of branding is, I want every single person to work with me. No, you want just the people who can afford and who are actually interested in your product and services. Other ones can follow you, of course, but those are the ones you want on your list, because if you're going to spend money in advertising, you want to make sure that every dollar spent is generating an actually interested customer, versus 1 out of every 5 customers is interested and the other 4 don't really care or aren't going to ever buy. Because that's a huge thing too, is wasted ad spend on campaigns that are directed to too general audience. Like, for example, there's an ad event, Ad World I'll be speaking at. Ad World's a pretty big event. It's fantastic. And if they run advertising, for example, towards a marketing crowd, that won't do probably as well, you'd estimate, as people who are just running ads, for example, agencies or just people who are running ads. So very careful targeting. Follow-up process, sales processes. That's why I look at first, what do you have in place? Then what are the basic, simple things, actionable things we can put in place right away? One-click order bumps are magic, literally magic. It's free to add one. It is instant increase. One of the books I sold for $9. The one-click order bump was 3 times that. It was $37. 50% of the people took the one-click order bump. So that's an instant. I think it's like 1.5 to like 2 times increase in profit. One little tiny box and change.
Right.
So,
and I've done those. When I've gone on to see somebody's product,
that's good,
and I like their product, and then the bump comes up, and I'm like, do I want that? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. I'm like, you know what? Actually, I think I would like that. And so I get that. I get that whole concept. I see it a lot. I get a lot of emails, like I told you, because I have a big audience, and I support a lot of what they do, and I listen to a lot, and I think we're running at 230 episodes at this point.
Nice.
So I've met quite a few people, which is amazing, and I love everyone that's on this show, because like me and you, we get to connect, right? And we get to like talk before we get on and talk after, and then we start to build a relationship, and that's what it's really about. And I agree with that, really niching it down. You don't need to be everything to everybody, right? Because when you try to do that, then you quickly become nothing to nobody, right?
That's why I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you also, I think, are more of kind of being yourself. Like, for example, your style of podcasting, you would attract, I think, such a passionate audience if you were this Neena, who's relaxed and just talk and chill. You're not being yourself, and that means as well your business or what you're doing also isn't as enjoyable, and you're not going to attract the right people. So I also say double down on who you are and what you want to represent in whatever you're doing.
Right. I mean, that's authenticity, right? That's being who you really are, on and off camera, on and off, your podcast or whatever have you. Just be authentically you. If you are the type of person who's more laid back, you're going to make sure that you're going to attract the laid back people. And that's okay. If that's your people, right? I'm loud. I'm in your face. I'm a little bit energized. I straight talk. A lot of people don't really like that too much, because I'm a little too like, this is what it is. But you know what? Those are my people. I even have a t-shirt that says, warning, I'm a straight talker. Because we just are. So I like that, John. So I like that you're taking this company, you're taking this business, and you're actually just automating them now, so that they're not actually worried all the time either about, oh my God, I got to send that email. I got to send that email out, or I got to send that text, or I got to send that, whatever. So that's good. And then, and so you're also doing, aside from the email, it sounds to me like you're doing like a whole, basically like a funnel system, like a whole lead page,
the whole
right?
funnel needs to be automated. You need to create the most optimized, fine-tuned system to gather, convert, and upsell customers as much as possible. And unfortunately, that's what most businesses do not have, which is why they go to me or other coaches and consultants to we're growing, we're declining, but we're not as profitable as we want to be. And it's often these common things that if you just put this couple of these little things into place, a follow-up series, one-click order bump, a couple upsells, you instantly increase your profitability. We'll do some math quick. I did this on another podcast too, if it's okay. So everyone right now, let's assume that you have a business. Everyone's listening. You have a business, which you probably do if you're listening to this podcast, and you have an opt-in rate of 20%, which is industry average. You just have an average opt-in rate on people seeing an ad, clicking, going to a page to put in their email and name. 20% of the people who see that page do that. Great. You have a bridge page, basically the page they see after they opt in, bridge page conversion rate that directs them then to a sales cart to actually check out and buy a product. 30%, let's just say 20, or let's just say not 20%. 20 is easy. 20% of those people click to go to your checkout cart. Then we have a checkout cart, industry average converts at 1%. Let's just do the math. If you are able to split test or optimize either your copy on your lead generation or the copy or other elements of your opt-in page to increase your opt-in rate by just 20%, that is a doubling of the number of opt-ins you're generating. Otherwise, in other words, you're spending half as much money to produce double as many leads. So you just 2x'd your profit. We're at a 2x right now. Same thing with your bridge page. You increase that from 20% to 30%, which is not that far. But when you do it proportionally, 20% to 30% is 50%. So now we're at, I think, a 2.5 times profit. 1% checkout cart rate. If you can make that 3%, which is not crazy. Some people have as high as 5%. That's a 3x. So 3x plus 2.5x is 5.5x. That's just not including sales calls, for example. That's not including upselling, downselling, improving follow-up. Just those three metrics ridiculously increase profits. And that's why I love this stuff, and it makes me go nuts.
So talk to me too, because I mean, that is fantastic. And I think that for those of you who are listening, I think this, it's something that should be perking your ears if you're not doing all this stuff now. I know that right now I'm working with my business coach, because we're working on relaunching actually my business program. And as we're relaunching it, we are building this kind of system that's similar. I don't think it's the same thing at all, but it's very similar.
But similar,
Yeah. Because as I covered my face when you were talking earlier, because my coach was on my behind about not getting this done, right? So I'm getting there, people. I'm getting there. Okay. So now there's something else that you had on your bio that I wanted to touch on, and maybe it has to do with the business part, because you said that you like seeing or helping and guide people become the best version of themselves. Now, when you're saying that, are you talking about the business aspect of it, or are you coaching and doing other things as well?
Both, because I believe in order to run a business extremely profitably and have it scale and do everything you want to do, you have to also, at least in some part, have control of yourself and or your thoughts or emotions, and know how to develop yourself to be a better person. Just because the ethic, the time, the work it takes to truly grow and scale a business, usually it's self-reflected in some way or another. Like no one's going to say Grant Cardone, you might say he's annoying, but no one's going to really say he's probably not a hard worker, or he hasn't worked on his business. You can obviously tell from just the content he produces, not including anything to do with managing his employees, spending time with his kids, which he somehow magically is able to show all those things simultaneously. You can tell that he at least has some work ethic. And I think that is represented in businesses too. Usually the most successful businesses, I believe, come from people who are the most self-maintained. Not always. There's always some exceptions, of course, but I just said do. Anyway,
I heard it.
I do.
So did all the 30,000 people that are
Yes.
downloading the episode.
I do help people, and I have done this a lot extensively with my friends, with my girlfriend, with family members. I always want the best for people. I always truly know that people can do better. I know that I can do better. I can do better with many, many different things. Before I met my girlfriend, I was shredded, for example. I was ripped. You would see me inside the street, go, honey, I don't want to make you mad, but that guy looks good.
Right.
And what happened was she eats carbs. I ate carbs. I'm still in fine shape, but I'm
You're
no
blaming
longer
your girlfriend.
Yeah,
Come on, Jon.
yeah, it's also entirely my fault, but I could have maintained that. I could have just not ate the carbs because they're so good. They're so good. And I would still be like, these arms too. These are noodles now. These used to be just freaking hunk, and there's a little it's hiding in there, but yeah, I think people can always become better. They can always be their best selves, and when people are being their best selves, they don't just help themselves, but that usually reflects upon close family members, friends, and then it kind of has a ripple effect that it's good for the world.
So when you're coaching people or going through that with them, is it because you are trying to kind of align them to what it is you're going to be messaging? Is that all like all together, or are you like leading and helping and coaching people as a separate entity?
Usually as a separate entity, but sometimes it's needed. You need to straight talk people. You need to give them a reality check of, a lot of times the reason why people don't do stuff in their business to optimize and grow is because they're so stuck in their head with other internal issues, or just with themselves, or they think that they know what their problems are, and you need to break through that. And a part of that does sometimes kind of conglomerate with, we need to work on you in here first, and then start working on your business and progressing. If we don't, you're just going to think everything I'm saying is not accurate, or you're not going to listen to it or take action on it.
And take action. Exactly. And that's a huge part, right? So Jon, you're pretty awesome. I like you a lot, and I like your energy, and I like what you have to bring to the table. So I know that my people are listening and like, all right, Jon, enough. How can we work with you? So why don't you go ahead and give us that, like, give us where people can actually go with, contact you, so that people like me who are really, really bad, or were really bad, I'm going to fix it, about emailing and all that great stuff, can really kind of get into that way that, to move forward. Because that's one of the biggest things that I come against, is that feeling stuck or not having business. I'm doing well, and I think it's because of the way that I connect with people on a different level. But I know, like you said before, and that really hit the heart, was you're leaving a lot on the table. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. And I know that's true. So tell us how people are going to work with Jon, how they can contact you, how they can get started.
Absolutely. So first of all, YouTube, of course. YouTube is something that I'm working on. I neglected it since I was first got started in the business, and I'm like, I should probably use this platform because it is humongous and it is great for growing an audience. So YouTube, just look up Jon Weberg, watch my stuff, subscribe, like, comment, share. Love it. And any social media, so LinkedIn, TikTok, anywhere, just reach out to me. Say hi, say hello. Or just go to jonweberg.com. There I have a variety of different products and services, consulting, fly to you package where I actually fly to your location, a few different things. And watch any social media or mentioning of my name, because I have something very big I'm working on.
Awesome.
It's about 500 to 600 hours of content and training. I'm putting together, along with 80 plus different templates for sales processes, taxes, for videography. I'm creating, basically, I don't think there's ever really been, there is right now, one place every business can go to learn how to improve every aspect of their business. Sales,
that's great.
Follow-up, advertising, lead generation, SEO, all those different things. There's Udemy, right? There's Udemy, but Udemy is really basic. It's not that good. And there's different kind of sources. People who teach, Grant Cardone teaches more real estate, but some marketing tactics. Frank Kern teaches mainly email marketing. I want to be the only single one place every business can go to where everything is there. So watch out for that. There will be some big announcements.
I will be. Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe I should sign up to an email list, huh?
That would be good. And you read them too. So and you
I do.
You can copy my emails. And
I see your head tumbling around in the dryer. I'll know.
I might do that again.
That's really, really great. No, it's good that you're doing that. And, that is a fantastic resource, right? Because I think, no, I know that all of us who are starting to now shift, or people who are starting to shift from careers into the online space
Right.
and becoming coaches and consultants and all that great stuff, are going to need something set up to help them win. Right.
Yep.
So that's a good thing, Jon. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being on here. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate you. This was really fun, really, really
Yes.
fun. You kind of exposed me a little bit, made me, kind of like share my shame, but it
That's
is what
okay.
it is. That is what it is.
It's a good thing. Straight
good
talk.
thing.
Straight talk.
Straight talk, that's it. Guys, you guys are amazing. And I know you guys love Jon right now. His energy is sick, right? So, guys, make sure that you go on and, like he said, watch, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. I'm going to make sure to link all of his information below so that you guys can go ahead and do that. Do not neglect these beautiful things that your girl has been kind of bad with, but you don't have to be. So thank you guys for being here. Mwah. Love you so much. Neena Perez, Straight Talk, no sugar added. Until next time.